Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's thrilling for us, our first New York City concert in 2 years plus. And back in this folk mecca of Jalopy theater. And those of you online in TV land, that now we've got this option. So thank you for joining us. And we are going to play the songs from our new record, kind of in order, and then take a short break, and then do the 5-song EP that we put out during the pandemic called We Fit Together, and then end with some singing together, which all good gatherings should have. So we're gonna have some good singing. In masks or however you want to do that.
Let me just crank this up.
So, first song is Each Song is a C.
Okay, just got a little something there.
Each song I play is a seed cast on a summer wind. It settles and nestles and burrows in till it's time to bloom again. Each song I play is a sound of souls that warm and bend, and all of the people who love and care we meet along the way. For the happiest, the saddest, the highest, the lowest, the moments we'll never forget. Sing for our supper and sing for our lives, trying to survive.
Where fear and suspicion do reign, I can stand there and sing you a sweet old refrain. Sneak past the fences, start healing the pain, on the wings of a simple song. Faint footprints in sandy ground. I can't change the world, but I can't just back down. Gotta trust in the music to touch the beyond and tell our history. For the happiest, the saddest, the newest, the oldest, the moments we'll never forget. Sing for our supper and sing for our lives, trying to survive. One voice alone is power. Two voices together give hope. When all of us blend our voices, entwined like strands in a rope, try to fix this old world that is broke. If you say you can't sing, that's just fine. You can whisper, wave it, or speak it inside. Let the rhythms and feelings and spirit combine and give the world your song. For the happiest, the saddest, the tattered, the trivial, the moments we just might forget. Sing for our supper and sing for our lives, trying to survive. One voice I wrote early, all these songs were written in the last 2 years during the pandemic. That one, sitting at home feeling kind of useless, writing songs, cleaning out my closet, as many of us did. And just the idea that actually songs can make a difference. And that was co-written with Rob Meador, who is joining us for some songs that are on the record. 3 of them that we wrote together. Rob and I are old friends and jamming partners who'd never collaborated before. So one small benefit of this online world is collaborating. We started doing this over Zoom. We wrote some songs that way. So that was our extra benefit. The next song, I guess this one's really about forgiveness, forgiving yourself and others, and the fact that we're all just...
Hey, Rob?
We fell off. We're sharing mandolins, so I'll talk about this song while you guys fix that. Yeah, this one, we're all just making it up as we go along. We've never been here before. We're just figuring it out. So how to forgive ourselves and everyone else as we just figure out how it goes. This one's called Once Around. Once around is all you get. You can't predict the ending yet. It's all new the first time through. No instructions came with you. You do your best but make mistakes. You can't find love without heartache. To live a life with no regrets, you must be able to forget. Move on and just forget. Step by step, mile by mile, walk with me a little while. Wrap your loving arms around me tighter. One chance to get it right, no shortcuts to paradise. Love the life you live or rearrange it. No better angel came today. No flash of lightning showed the way. Took the road that came in first, just skipping through the universe. There's no perfect me or perfect you. No perfect love to live up to. The best that I could ever be won't live up to your fantasy. That's all that I could be. Step by step, mile by mile, walk with me a little while. Wrap your loving arms around me tighter. One chance to get it right, no shortcuts to paradise. Love the life you live or try to change it. kills me. It certainly will kill me. Step by step, mile by mile, walk with me a little while. Wrap your loving arms around me tighter. There's just one chance to get it right. No shortcuts to paradise. Love the life you live. We gotta change it. Once around is all you get.
So the next one's also, oh, let me introduce these incredible musicians. Adam Armstrong on bass. Rima Fand on violin and vocal. Jesse Miller, multi-instrumentalist, with the Jesse Miller Fan Club here. So the next one is also about forgiveness, I guess. We all kind of grow up with a history, with stories that are told to us and that we take on in some way to make our identity. And how we get beyond those stories varies with each of us, but it seems like we all have to in some way at some time. And the last couple of years have been a lot of stress on a lot of families, and ours is no exception. So I wrote this last summer. It's one of the most recent songs on the record. This is called Wounded. All my life I've spent believing that my troubles have a reason. My mama's hurt, my daddy's leaving, put me on a path of grief and pain. It's my story now. I know no one else can make me walk along this dark and crooked road. We all are wounded as we journey out among the scars. Became a father without thinking, just like mine. I started drinking, choices few, prospects shrinking. I was caught in a web of fate and blood, but it's my story now. I know no one else can make me walk along this dark and crooked road. We all are wounded as we journey out among the scars. Hurts, offenses, indignations passed along through generations. There's no statute of limitations on my family's sense of pride and shame. But it's my story now. I know no one else can make me walk
hiding my heart. Protect what's left because it was so broken from the start. I hear old voices wondering how to change the course, make some different choices. Build some bridges, make some truces, turn around and come in from the cold. And it's my story now. I know no one else can lead me out unto some bright and perfect world. We all are wounded as we journey out beyond the scars. Frank. What's in? I'm switching guitars. So our last record came out during the pandemic that we will play. Had a kind of a organizing theme. All the songs kind of fit a theme of the interconnectedness of everyone across the globe. I don't know if this record has a theme, really. You can tell me whether you see some connections. But I'm still on this theme. And if the last 2 years didn't tell us the world is all connected, that what happens everywhere matters and brings us all together, then I don't know what will, because we were all there. And so the next song is the most recent one I wrote, which kind of asks some tough questions, whether we're kind of really up to the challenge, and this tribalism and kind of what seems to infect humans when things get tough. But it does have kind of a positive spin on it because it suggests at the end of the song kind of a different attitude that we might take. And so I'd really like you to sing along on this song. The sing-along part's really easy. The first part is just oh oh. It goes oh. Let's try that. Oh, sounds great. Oh, excellent. Wow. Yeah, we're going to have a really good time. And then the second part of the sing-along is take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you've got. So it goes like this. Take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you've got. Take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you've got. Take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you got. Okay, we're gonna get there. So, sounds great. Masked, unmasked, it's beautiful. So this is called.
The next part?
What?
The next part? Oh, that's good. They only have to sing 2 parts.
Yeah. This is called Makes No Sense. One, two, If there's a heaven, I'll be dying to know which rules to follow, which ones to forego. Everybody's telling me the rules are the road, the path to true salvation. But if the rules came straight from God, I can't help but think it's a little bit odd that we kill each other and the planet we're on in senseless conflagration. Makes no sense to me, closing doors won't make you free. It's one planet, you can see we're all in this together. Parents taught me our history, how we settled this great country, took all we could. It's the land of the free, our manifest destination. Started thinking for myself and I quickly surmised they didn't have the answers, just myths and lies, using God as an excuse to terrorize, extend their domination. Makes no sense to me, closing hearts won't make you free. It's one planet, you can see we're in this all together. Church, learn right from wrong. Who's on our side, who doesn't belong? Give pity to the weak, but the spoils to the strong in our denomination. And why would an all-seeing Lord above care about who we choose to love? And why does push always come to shove on our angry, splintered nation? Makes no sense to me, closing minds won't make you free. It's one planet, you can see we gotta work together. Gotta, oh, we gotta, oh, we gotta, oh, we gotta take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you got. Take a little, give a lot, share a bit of what you got. Take a little, give a lot, can't take it when you go. The future's only home. If the rules were meant to ensure that life on this planet would thrive and endure, we carry the disease, but also the cure to waste and blind consumption. And we know our children gotta face the facts. We've started on the road and we can't turn back. Gotta love each other, get off the attack to save our civilization. Makes no sense to me, closing hearts won't make you free. It's one planet, you can see we're desperate for redemption. Gotta take a little large every bit of what you got. Take a little, give a large every bit. Oh, share a bit. Oh, share a bit. Oh, take a little, give a large every bit of what you got. Take a little, give a large every bit of what you got. Take a little, give a lot, can't take it when you go. The future's only home.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great.
Good singing, yeah. That was gonna go. Well, we're gonna sing a bunch later. So the next one is another co-written song. Actually, the next couple I wrote with Rob, and he is kind of a musicologist, a music historian, specializing in bluegrass. He comes from Tennessee, so that gives him some cred in this bluegrass field. And this one's called Home and Mine. Can you just give us a little
Sure.
background on this?
Well, one of the things that in a lot of music, going way back, and was always a focus on the old home place. This kind of nostalgia for the place I grew up, and then I had to leave. There was millions of songs. Particularly, this was really poignant in the 30s, when during the Depression and after a lot of people in the South just had no money, and a lot of the young people had to leave the farm, leave the old home, little cabin home, and go north to like Chicago and places like that. And as Hazel Dickens wrote in the song, the lines, "These times are sad and drear, and I cannot linger here." And that was what they sang as they went off to Chicago. And then after a hard day in a filthy factory, they go home and get drunk and be nostalgic. So, so we figured we'd write us a nostalgic song.
You can keep the old home place. You can have your little cabin home and those rolling hills you came from, and regret you ever roamed. For the hills are full of mines, the cabin cramped and raw, and no one in the old hometown remembers you at all. Oh, take me back to a place that never was and never could be real, where the air is sweet, the folks are kind, the money's easy, and love is blind. Take me back to that home in my mind. The fields have not turned brown, the grass has not grown tall, and the old home place is somewhere underneath the county mall. And those silver-haired daddy and sweet mother dear are closing on a condo down in Florida this year. So take me back to a place that never was and never could be real, where the air is sweet, the folks are kind, the money's easy, and love is blind. Take me back to that home in my mind. I can smell the Sunday ham. I can hear the children laughing, Lord, I know where I am. I'm in the home that never was, in a town I never knew, in a state of mind I can't find whenever I want to. So take me back to a place that never was and never could be real, where the air is sweet, the folks are kind, the money's easy, and love is blind. Take me back to that home in my mind. Oh, I only want to go home in my mind. Thank you. Thanks. So this one is another. This was early on in the pandemic, and maybe March 15th, 2020, and a box about this big arrived, leaning against my front door. You know, this was a moment where UPS wasn't even ringing the doorbell, right? Nothing was coming inside that wasn't like thoroughly washed. And I had ordered this guitar from Mule Guitars in Saginaw, Michigan, like a year ago. It had supposed to have been there before Christmas, and it just showed up on the first day that I was going to be spending a lot of time at home. So I had my arms around this thing for the next year, basically, and it was very inspiring for lots of songs. And this one really was about that experience of slowing down and reflecting on life and trying to be just in the moment. So this one's called In the Moment. Taking the long way, I'm taking the long way home, turning on the side roads, seeing where my heart goes today, sitting under a tree, reading poetry. 17 years old, nothing's bothering me. All my time is still ahead, got nothing to sweat. Just living in the moment. Living in the moment. Taking the old way, taking the old way home. Funny how love goes, only the heart knows the way. Past our favorite spot, the air was so hot, just starting out. All my days are still ahead, got nothing to sweat, just living in love's glow. taken the wrong way. This is the wrong way home. Following a cold road, seeing where my life used to be. Past the old house where the fire burned out a long time ago. Dead flowers in the street, broken lives at our feet, just living in sorrow. Living in sorrow. Taking the new way, trying a new way home. Step out of the shadows, deep breath, blow the past away. New flowers in the spring, my voice can sing. Not dead yet, all my days are still ahead. Got nothing to sweat, just living in the moment. Living in the moment. Living in the moment.
Thank you. Jesse Miller on guitar.
Thank you. This next one is one that I recorded before in my first record. Oh. Frankie? Frankie? He's wearing multiple hats. Okay. So this was lyrics by Larry Stallman, who I kind of collaborated with on a lot of songs with, and we wrote it in about 2014, and it was sort of the beginning of this post-truth era that we have gone so far into, and I kind of quit singing it during the Trump years. It was just not a time for irony. It just seemed, it just was too dark. And I would ask people to sing along, as I'm going to ask you to sing along, but it just seemed difficult. But then I just felt it's so pertinent, and I rewrote the last verse to make it a little punchier, and I wanted to do it with this wonderful band, and I think we have a new take on it. So this is I just can't believe it's true, and you'll kind of pick up on the chorus and feel free to join in. I once met a man, said the world was... I'm not plugged in. Oh. Gotta preview the song. Now I'll be... There, we can hear me.
Oops, thank you. I turned it to 0.
I once met a man, said the world was round as round can be. He said the world was like a peach in its three-dimensionality. But I can't believe it's really true. There's the proof in front of you. Look at the line of brown and blue. It looks so flat to me, and I just can't believe what I just can't believe. I can only believe what I see, and I'll never believe that silly old lie. Oh, that the truth will set me free. I saw a tiger at the zoo, Blake's brilliant blazing beast. A sign proclaimed that beautiful cat was soon to be extinct. But I can't believe it's really true. He seemed so happy at the zoo. All the facts must be askew, because he stared at me and blinked, and I just can't believe what I just can't believe. I can only believe what I see, and I'll never believe that silly old lie. Oh, that the truth will set me free. I read it in the paper that the planet's getting hot, hotter every day. The storms will twist and the seas will rise, and the bees will fly away. But I can't believe it's really true. Don't you see the things I do? All the facts must be askew. It snowed the other day, and I just can't believe what I just can't believe. I can only see what I believe, and don't ever believe that silly old lie. Oh, that the truth will set me free. I trust my gut and my two eyes, not some scientific lie. And the way to salvation is a leap of faith, with my people by my side. Can't trust the press or FBI. The courts are rigged, the schools comply. They want my guns, just let them try. This land is yours, but mostly mine, and you just can't believe what you just can't believe. You can only see what you believe, and don't ever believe that dirty old lie. Oh, that the truth will set you on the truth will set you on the truth will set you free.
It's a dirty old lie.
Down there. Thank you. How about a hand for Rob Meador?
Mandolin. Thank you.
I think there'll be lots more songs coming out of that partnership, as long as he doesn't kill himself on the way down.
Which would be nice.
In which case, that would be the last one. So, as many of you know, most of you probably know, I'm a big outdoors person, and for some reason, backcountry skiing has been a huge inspiration for my songwriting. Something about being at a hut at tree line in the mountains of Colorado and skiing in the backcountry. And in the backcountry, you have to climb everything that you ultimately will ski down. So you have a lot of time to compose and to huff and puff and to think. And so maybe that's why I've got a lot of songs. And a lot of my songs are about the uphill and the struggle. The grunt factor is one that many of you might know. And cramps is another favorite of the backcountry ski set. It's a kind of a niche market, the niche folk market, the backcountry ski songs. But this one is about the downhill. And this is about the freedom and the fun and the feeling of gravity, whether it's on skis or bikes or paddling in a kayak or a canoe or a raft. So this one is called Ride. Ice skates. You don't go down in ice skates. You don't go up and down. But you get the feeling. We can ride on ice skates. I take that back. Next I'll do an ice skating song. Okay, this is Ride. Looking for and digging down deep for all of my strength. I stepped over the ridge, stared into the abyss. I knew I had found it and jumped in like this. I went to ride down the steeper side with mountains to climb and rivers to ride. I went to ride, slide. The earth rush by and weightless, abandoned, free as the wind. Given up to gravity on the edge of insanity, with a land rolling under my body in flight. Connected but free, the best version of me. At peace with my trajectory, coming to rest, and it's ride. Push the fears aside with mountains to climb and rivers to run. I went to ride, slide. Feel the earth rush by with weightless abandon, free as the wind. I'm here in the high mountain places. The rat race below is far, far away. The patterns of sky and rock, snow, and water are my road maps for wandering and finding my home. And it's ride on the great divide with mountains to climb and rivers to run. I went to ride, slide. Feel the earth rush by with weightless abandon, free as the wind.
Thank you. We're riding. So this is the last song of the record. And after this one, we'll take a little break. You can go buy the record if you want. If you don't have one of those things that spins things around and physically plays music, the new one you can get the CD, and I will send you a download, a digital download special deal. You're the preview audience. It doesn't actually come out till May 1st, but so if you get the album, you can get a download, or you can just get the download. And all the other records that we have done are out there too. And you can talk to people you probably haven't seen in a couple of years. It's pretty exciting, pretty thrilling actually, for us too. So this song is the only one that's specifically about the pandemic. This one was one that Larry Stallman sent me his poem of in, I think it was fall of 2020, maybe like November 2020. And he said, I'm not sure this is a song, it's just a poem I've been working on. And for me, it really just nailed it. The mundaneness of it all, as well as the tragic and the incomprehensibility. He sort of captured the feeling, and now, and he even predicted sort of how it would be in this time coming out of it. Our bubbles are popping. We're figuring out how to live in this new, changed world. And so we're kind of at the moment that the end of the song captures. This is called Life in the Bubble. I'm just going to be really sure that I'm in tune for it. Yeah, so at the break, get something to wet your whistle. We're going to be doing some singing in the second set.
I spent too much time on a river of trouble, afloat in the confines of my tiny bubble. My space is awash in waves of rubble as I gasp for a breath of fresh air. I drifted downstream while baking my bread, brushing my teeth, scratching my head, playing my music, gluing a chair, checking my temperature, swallowing fear. I see you, my friends, through the gray window pane. Recall our embraces, our laughter profane. As we scream through our nightmares, hyenas insane, and long to return to sweet strolls down the lane. How are you doing? I ask through the glass while filling a kettle and lighting the gas. It's lonely, he said, but at least we're not dead. Not yet. And we laughed, and then the silence, and then I thought of a neighbor whose brother succumbed, and the depths of despair that so many had plumbed, and all of the others whose hearts have been numbed in this incomprehensible year. I see you, my friends, through the gray window pane. Recall our embraces, our laughter profane, as we scream through our nightmares, hyenas insane, and long to return to sweet strolls down the lane. I know this will pass, and the river will calm. We'll walk through the valley like souls through a song, and the bubbles will pop, and we'll all blink our eyes, and we'll notice each other, remove our disguise, and we'll hug and we'll cry. We visit the plot. Perhaps we'll learn something, perhaps we will not. Like the timeless river, so relentless and bold, we journey in circles and hope to grow old. We transform into mist and then into rain, and then before long we are rivers again. We are rivers again.
Thank you. Adam Armstrong, as always. Rima Fand, Barry Oreck. Thank you. So stick around. We're going to take a fairly short break, about 10-15, and grab something to eat and stretch your legs and play some more. Thanks. Welcome back, and wherever you are in internet land, hope you went and got some food or something nice. Ready? Yep.
Like pieces fit puzzles, and keys fit their locks. Like fingers fit gloves, and toes fit their socks. Like two beating hearts fit a candlelit moon. like thunder fit lightning at high altitude, like yin was moves with yang as only it could, fitting together is good. Like a ball fits a socket, a hand fits a pocket, like a portrait fits a locket, and fuel fits a rocket. Like a tingling sensation, like a deep conversation, like the joke that only you get, like the first time I saw you, I'll never forget. We fit together good. How did we land in the same time and space? How did the tumblers all fall into place? How did we earn the incredible grace to be us as only we could, and to fit together so good?
First time we danced, we moved like we're one, with each footstep and turn, a rhythm begun. The feel of your hand nestled in mine, the points on our compasses fell into line, for us without words an unmistakable sign that we fit together.
The same time and space. How did the tumblers all fall into place? How did we earn the incredible grace to be us as only we could, and to fit together so good? Like Romeo thought Juliet had died from her love, and ended his life where he stood. Like we know that we love at a terrible cost, 'cause the firmament stars have always been crossed, and the ships of our dreams have always been tossed. We rushed to make up for the time we had lost, to fit together good. How did we land in the same time and space? How did the tumblers all fall into place? How did we earn the incredible grace to be us as only we could, and to fit together so good? Oh, we fit together good. We fit together good. Hit single from our last record that never got its CD release concert. So many of you have probably heard some of these songs, or all of these songs, and we did play them over the years. But it came out in May 2020, and this record made it to number 9 on the national folk charts, which is quite strange, because a lot of DJs weren't even doing the shows and everything. So somehow, and thankfully, it was kind of between John Prine's death in April, which
it was all John Prine, and Bob Dylan's new album in June. So somewhere in between there was room. But also it was, as I mentioned, had a theme of this kind of global interconnectedness, and that hit a chord, and obviously it became kind of a undeniable truth as time went on. And this next song is started as a song about the border wall, the big controversy in 2018 and 2019, and it sort of morphed into a bigger idea. There is no gate and there is no wall can keep you safe above it all. So this is called No Place to Run. No place to run to safety, ain't nowhere to hide, ain't no way to stop the future all over this shrinking world, all over this world. Ain't no walls to keep your fears out, there's nothing that's that high. Build up, we must see over, all over this shrinking world, all over this world. People want to live like you do, they think that's how to thrive. They just want a decent future, all over this shrinking world, all over this world. We thought we had to do anything to survive, whatever means or ends it took to forever multiply. Dig the rocks and burn the trees to warm the house a few degrees. They'll have to reap just what we sow. There's no place for them to go. So we're short-sighted, all we see is now. Why can't we care about tomorrow, all over this shrinking world, all over this world. My sister's quest is my quest also, my brother's pain is mine. Stand by and watch it crumble, all over this shrinking world, all over this world. The rising seas, the shifting sands, the fate of people wrenched from their own land. There's no gate, there's no wall can keep us safe above it all. Every living thing depends on this. We're on the edge of the abyss. next one was my response to the most maligned folk song of all time. Without question, Kumbaya. This is a marvelous song. I don't know how it became the shorthand for naive community spirit. Like, why? Its origins are not exactly known, although it came through, at least in part, the Gullah tradition of the Georgia Sea Islands, and then it became a protest anthem, a fireside camp song, a hymn. It's a wonderful, wonderful song, and somehow it just, even people who kind of believe in community and people coming together seem to use it as a derogatory term or something. So I wrote this in response. In response to this poor malign song. A simple song. Today I'll sing a simple song about how all people can get along, with harmonies and a sweet refrain to touch our hearts and ease the pain, to touch our hearts and ease the pain. It'll calm us down like Kumbaya, or lift us up like Hallelujah. Our words reach out like a shining thread to give us strength on the road ahead, to give us strength on the road ahead. Give us all some hope and cheer, remind us gently why we're here. A song can do that now and then, a sweet reunion with a favorite friend, a sweet reunion with a favorite friend. Our cries, our calls, it's history's story, our dreams of lives bound for glory. We leave behind a little more and learn from those that went before. Try to learn from all that went before. Today I'll sing a simple song about how all people can get along, with harmonies and a sweet refrain to touch our hearts and ease the pain, to touch our hearts and ease the pain.
Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya, oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. 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 Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Now you can say you've had a kumbaya moment, an actual one. So I started writing the next song in 2016, in November to be exact.
What day?
Somewhere in the first week or so. I don't remember exactly, but the first lines came to me, and it started out as an angry song. But as time went on, I kept working on it, trying to finish it. It became just more of a sad song and a plea to my generation, many of whom are in this room at the time, because we really did honestly think that we were changing the world, that we had changed the world. And then a lot of us got comfortable, bought houses in Brooklyn. And not that we weren't paying attention, but maybe something we had joined the world that we had initially kind of been actively trying to change. And so it was really a sad commentary that this could have happened in those intervening years. Although I will say, in the summer of 2020, I saw plenty of old folks like me out there at risk to our health. And again, who knows? It now kind of is seeming like a moment that perhaps passed, but hopefully not. But this was kind of a plea to my generation. It's called A 60s Hippies Psychedelic Nightmare. In 76, thought we had it all fixed, but I awoke in 2016 in a horrifying dream. It was a dark psychedelic hippie nightmare. Doctor, I can't get a grip. I'm coming down hard from a really bad trip. It was a beautiful vision. Was it just a hallucination? Now we gave it all away. My lost generation. It was a new world. We changed all the rules of revolution. An earthquake upended the tide of history.
sang our anthems of resistance, howled Ginsberg's poetry, locked arms in front of tear gas in Nixon's dark country. From our teepees in Taos, communes in Vermont, draft offices on campuses and Oakland storefronts. Were we changing the nation or just on vacation? Now who won and who lost? My lost generation. It was a headlong, experimental, multi-generational, cross-cultural, anti-establishment explosion of hope, fueled by dreams and dope. For all kinds of people demonstrate to end all war, to love, not hate, and be afraid to agitate. Oh, where are you now, my radical long-haired sister and brother? Did we use up the fire, lose the desire to stand up for one another? When revolutionaries turn sedentary, hippie stoners, our suburban homeowners, dropped our daisies in the barrel of a gun, then walked away thinking we had won. America changed, but not like we expected. We let them rewrite history, get a racist fool elected. Can we come out of our houses and show up in person, or just post angry tweets as the situation worsens? Has all of our outrage turned to surrender? Can we rise up together like we remember? It seems so simple then. Our father's world was done. The road to justice won. Awaken to the earth and the people we hurt. A social, political, musical rebirth. Oh, where are you now, my radical long-haired sister and brother? Can we get back the fire, find the desire to fight for one another? When revolutionaries turn sedentary, hippie stoners, our suburban homeowners, dropped our daisies in the barrel of a gun. Spent the rest of our lives looking out for number one. Oh, where are you now? Oh, where are we now? Can we find a little bit of hope? We had to change the world somehow. Oh, where are we now? Oh, where are we now? The war was won, but the battle was just begun. Oh, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we now? Thank you. song on this record really wasn't as kind of political and focused on this global idea, but it is about connecting with nature. So this is another one of my songs inspired by the outdoors and by my friend Ross Trout, who many of you know. I don't think Ross is here tonight, but baby's in TV land. And we were driving by a beautiful lake in the Adirondacks where I love to paddle, and it was early in the morning, and he looks over and he goes, "Geezer in the weeds, geezer in the weeds." And sure enough, just above the reeds at the edge of the lake, you could see a hat. Nothing else, just a hat. And I just love that idea. And it's kind of aspirational, this idea of slowing down and spending your day in a boat in that beautiful territory. And so I wrote this song, and I just want to point out that a geezer is not necessarily an old person. Okay, it's become that way, but the word geezer, the original meaning, it came from geezers in England who were like mummers. And they would go from town to town, often in disguise. So they would entertain, but you wouldn't exactly know who they were because they were disguised. So it's like, who's that geezer? It's just a person whose name you don't know. So you can, I do know some young geezers as well, as well. So you can be a geezer whatever age you are. But this is a fun one to sing along on the line, "Geezer in the Weeds," which you'll pick up on quite quickly into the song. You may have heard this one before. So this is "Geezer in the Weeds." Jesse Miller, as many of you know, was a guitar teacher for a very, very long time. And if you can imagine what it takes to have 30 guitars in the room and figure out that the guy 2 seats from the left in the next to last row has an out-of-tune B string. This is like after 25 years, you really get a sense of tuning. And as somebody who's kind of a perfectionist, it must have been moments of sheer agony. So I'm trying not to bring up bad. Now that he's happily retired, I don't want to.
We'll get there, Jesse.
And I do want to say that 5 of my students who graduated in 2020 are here with us tonight.
They'll follow you anywhere. Geezer in the weeds. And you didn't know he played mandolin, did you?
He plays a lot of things.
Including our great son.
In the dim first light of morning, on my way to another job, I catch a glimpse of silver fly above the still blue water. I see a hat and a ripple behind a boat stir the tops of the yellow grass. Just a hint of life lived out of sight, and the choice to be sitting alone. It's a geezer in the weeds. The very next day I called in sick, put my boat up on the roof,
and paddled my craft across the pond and followed that ripple upstream and around the bend, tucked under a bridge, he sits with a little grin. With a nod and a tap of his fingers to his cap, he motions me to nose my boat in. I asked him kindly, could he show me how to cast in this tight lagoon, and how he learned to sit and wait till the rising of the moon, and be our geezer in the weeds. He said, I know Thoreau or young John Muir, there's a million problems I can't cure, but sitting in here with the beaver and the geese, I can find my nature and feel some peace. Just a geezer in the weeds. Said I've spent too much time chasing things, now I let them come to me, and I let the wind tell me where to go, and the stars when it's time to sleep. My life is like a leaky boat that somehow stays afloat. I bailed just enough to stay out of the mud, and I paddle just to stay in place. You control and cast for the largest fish. You can push and paddle and swear, but the best rewards come to those who wait and live with no regrets. Just a geezer in the weeds. He said, I'm no Thoreau or young John Muir, there's a million problems I can't cure. When it comes to trouble, I catch and release and stay in the margins and find my peace. Just a geezer in the geezer in the geezer in the weeds. Thank you, geezers. So that was the We Fit Together album. The CD release party now has officially happened for that release, and I'm glad we had a chance to get that out in the world. As many of you know, I'm from Chicago, and I grew up in a particular time and place that was pretty remarkable. The blues was just exploding in Chicago. It kind of come from the south side into my neighborhood on the north side, and there were all these clubs where the greats of the Chicago blues were playing, and at the same time I was studying guitar at the Old Town School of Folk Music, and we had a hoot nanny at the end of the classes on Saturday morning, and whoever was in town playing would just show up and lead the hoot nanny. So people like Odetta and Theodore Bickel and Ronnie Gilbert and
Steve Goodman and John Prine would kind of like come to the hootenanny. So, you know, from a very young age, I got this whole thing pretty strongly, and it was a crossover of blues and folk and rock, of course, was going on, and I was getting into jazz, so it was kind of a mashup. So this is my homage to the Chicago blues and all the music that I got to grow up with. It's called the Chicago Blues. And we're excited. Jesse has never really just started playing electric guitar in this particular band, so it really lets us kind of rock out on some of this stuff. So we're pretty excited about that. So here we go, Chicago Blues. 1, 2, 3. I got the blues in Chicago, and they never would leave me alone. I've been a whole lot of places, but the blues calls me back to my home. Now I's Buddy and Willie and Wolf showing us how to play. The blues sets the table for all those hard living, hard luck fables. With the devil and a broken heart, to rock 'em and smile through the pain. I certainly do feel pain, but I sing it along its way. With the stop and a howl and a stinging guitar, beat the devil at his game. Yeah, I'll beat the devil at his game. And then the next generation took the keys to the highway and drove across the oceans and borders, through purple haze and a spoonful of love. There was Jimmy and Janice and Eric and John doing it all their way. Blues crosses over. You can play it real fast or much slower. You're rolling and tumbling, you can whisper or shout. Gotta get your mojo out. Gotta get that mojo out. Can't let the world push you around. Get in the rhythm and you're ready to roll. Feel the music in your soul. Yeah, I feel the music in my soul. Jesse Miller, Rima Fand, Armstrong. All styles and persuasions, from rock to jazz to folkies like me. We got the blues inspiration and the way to speak the truth and be free. There was Bonnie and Dave, Odetta and Doc, from country to straight downtown. The blues knows no limits, but it doesn't take kindly to gimmicks. It's a river of history
let your body move. You're standing at the crossroads in the road ahead. It feels like going home. Yeah, yeah, I feel like going home. Yeah, Chicago is my home, yeah. Thank you. How about these guys? All right. So, as promised, we're going to do some sing-alongs to close it out. And you've warmed up. Geezer and Kumbaya and Take a Little Give a Lot. Back at the Old Town School, we sang all sorts of traditional songs, and this one is one that you may know. It's called Walk in Jerusalem. And if you don't know it, you soon will, and it lends itself to harmonies. So feel free to find your own part and sing on all of this. Some people say walking in Jerusalem, but I say walk in Jerusalem. So I don't know.
You're right, actually.
I think I am right. So I won't make a big deal of it if you do walking in Jerusalem, but it'll still sound good. And then we're going to go into Wade in the Republic, if you know. So I've got sweat in my eye. This one was on our How the Bright Earth Spun record that is out there. And these are all also available on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music. Walking Jerusalem, just like Jalopy. John said the city was just four square, walk in Jerusalem just like John. And he declared he'd meet me there, walk in Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John.
John, what do you say?
Walk in Jerusalem just like John.
I'll be there on the judgment day.
Walk in Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John. Was preaching in the Pentecost, walking Jerusalem just like John. He was endowed with the Holy Ghost, walking Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready. Jerusalem just like John walking, oh, walking. Walking Jerusalem just like John, walking Jerusalem just like John.
more. Also a sing-along, also on the Bright Earth album. And this one is just one of the best environmental anthems ever. It's by Dave Carter, and it's kind of the history of the world in 4 short verses, and sums it all up. So we'll sum it up for you tonight with this Gentle Arms of Eden, and I would like to teach you the chorus because it's a wonderful sing-along. Oh, and I always forget to untune my tuned E string. So the chorus goes like this. So I'll say the words. Actually, I'll sing the words, and then you can sing back. We'll do it line by line. So I'll first say it. This is my home. This is my only home. This is my home. This is my only home. This is my home. This is my only home. This is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. This is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. And should I stray in this dark night alone, and should I stray in this dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. So you'll have 4 chances to go through that and remember it, but please sing with us as much as you would like. On a sleepy endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, there was I'm sorry, lost the words. It was such a good start too.
This is my home. This is my only home.
Yeah, I was so worried about them remembering the words, and I don't think I messed up any words up till now. That's the last song. I deserve it. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, go. On a sleepy endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, there was condemned the splash and roll, but not a voice to sing. And the moon fell on the breakers, and the morning warmed the waves, till a single cell did jump and hum for joy, as though to say, this is my home, this is my only home. This is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. And should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Then the day broke bright around her, and the 1 turned into 2, and the 2 into 10,000 things, the old things into new. And on some virgin beachhead, 1 lonesome critter crawled, and looked about and shouted out with the most astonished drawl, this is my home, this is my only home. This is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. And should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. and all the sky was buzzing, and the ground was carpet green, and the wary children of the woods went dancing in between. And people sang rejoicing when their fields were glad with grain, this song of celebration from their cities on the plains. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. And should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. There's smoke across the harbor, and there's factories on the shore, and the world is ill with greed and will and enterprise of war. But I will lay my burdens in the cradle of your grace, the shining beaches of your love, the seas of your embrace. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground that I have ever known. And should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Thank you. Barry Oreck. Get off the stage and come back for an encore, but you want one more? So we'll do one more. This comes from our first record, and it something I wrote after my father died and my stepfather shortly thereafter. And they were kind of like opposite poles. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. They were sort of opposite poles. My stepfather was an angry man, and my dad was like a real positive guy. And so something that I learned is, however you are, you just get more so, right? You know, and so we. You know, we there's a lot of songs about glory land, and you think about what happens in the hereafter, but I don't know. You know, I have really good friends who are Mormons, and they have to like go live with their relatives, forever. And so, you know, sometimes I think glory land might not be everything it's cracked up to be. So this was one I wrote. So I'll leave you with this, just to think about the hereafter and the now. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're going to glory land, you can see it, you want it, just give me your hand. Well, pull out your fiddle and join the band. They'll be jamming in old glory land. Leave your pain and misery, give up your worries just to let them go. My soul got wet in the morning dew, but Gabriel dried me off highway, put it in gear. It's a much better ride than you're having down here. Some things you should know before you get there. Pack up your stogies, bring your own beer. Oh, glory land. No, 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 it's not what you planned. There's a lot of people there you just couldn't stand. It's for forever in glory land. It doesn't matter what God you're for. Take a number from the tumbler and wait by the door. They could upgrade the seating, improve the decor. Perhaps you were expecting more, like an airport Hilton or Holiday Inn. Not any better than some places you've been. There's nothing to watch on cable TV, just the Tabernacle Choir and Hear My God to Thee. There's a light in the window, show you the way. Oh, you can be sure it was not your best day when St. Peter appears and asks you to pray. Better have an explanation, you were led astray. Oh, glory land. No, 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 it's not what you planned. There's a lot of people there you just couldn't stand. It's for forever in glory land. You may have spent your life tempting fate, but you pray you can change it before it's too late. Now it's down to the wire, there's no time to wait. Find the keys to the pearly gates. Gonna chatter with the Father, argue with the Son, tell about the world that you just came from. Well, God forgives, but some people don't. It'll be a long eternity if you want. There'll be old Aunt Shelby, stepfather Art, some cousin you shun, and that's just the start. You should think long and hard before you depart. Got a little more room in that weary old heart. Oh, glory land. No, 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 it's not what you planned. There's a lot of people there you just couldn't stand. It's for forever in glory. Oh, glory land. Oh, no, 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 it's not what you planned. There's a lot of people there you just couldn't stand. It's for forever in glory. Oh, glory, it's forever in glory. Tell me the story, it's forever in glory land. Thank you. Thanks so much for coming. It means a lot to us. And we'll be playing again.